Hello, good morning, Otter Class. It's me, Miss Bennet. Just wanted to start off by saying well done for all of your excellent learning, comments and posts that you showed yesterday. Brilliant. Please give yourselves a big pat on the back. I did email just to remind you how to access the Otter Class blog, but also reminding you of the steps to take to be able to post your own photos and work onto the Otter Class blog. So do check your emails if you haven't seen that. Just a quick reminder with screenshots showing you the steps to be able to do that. So to talk through today's learning, and to start off with, I've attached and linked in a Super Movers video, exactly the same as what we do in class. You've got a mental maths addition and subtraction warm-up video for that. Then on to your maths, year 4s, you are doing multiplying 3 individual numbers, and year 5s, you are multiplying a 3-digit number by a 1-digit number. So the video links are there. It's those Vimeo video links separate for year 4 and year 5. And then underneath that, you've got your worksheet and your answers attached, both year 4 and year 5. I've just added a little bit more here. Remember to watch the video, but also feel that you can pause the video and rewind and go back to watch anything that you weren't too sure about and you just wanted to double check and make sure that it was clear in your mind before you go forward. Don't feel you have to watch the whole of the video and just hold all that information in your head. Do you feel you can pause, go back, rewatch, and continue and answer the questions as you go along, if that is possible. And again, I did put in there, please don't worry if you haven't got a printer at home, that's absolutely fine. Just write on any paper or anything that you've got possible to write on at home with. That's brilliant. I've also added in about using equipment. I found, and Mrs. A can help me to find this, a really good website which I've linked in below, mathsbot.com, which gives you the different manipulatives and equipment that we use in school, such as Numicon, counters, base 10, which you'll be able to move around the screen if you do have access to that. If not, again, don't worry, you can always draw this equipment. It's what we've been doing in class quite a lot and regularly as well. So do feel you can do that as well. I know the worksheets have the double side, but if possible, if you have got another piece of paper to be able to use to do all your jottings and working outs on, do feel you can do that. What I've also added is an additional arithmetic challenge. It's another addition one. With some addition of three-digit numbers, which you can do 25 of those, I believe. So also has the answers on the other sheet as well. So do feel you can do those if you wish to. And then I've also added in another additional one, just in case. It is a separate year 4 and year 5 reasoning and problem solving question PowerPoint. I would only recommend 1 slide a day. Please don't feel that you have to do all of the slides today. It's not that at all. This will continue to be posted, this PowerPoint, for you to do 1 slide a day. Okay, and then obviously I'll change it once we've run out of those slides for those days. So that's the maths work. Going on to the English, you've got your spellings, which is your units 11, both for year 4 and year 5. I saw you brilliantly using your look, cover, say, write, check techniques. Remember that I have added in a creative spelling activity kind of menu worksheet, just with some different ideas and different ways of practicing your spellings. You'll be amazed that doing your spellings in a slightly more creative way can help retain your spelling and spelling patterns more in your own everyday writing. So do check out those. Handwriting, hopefully you've seen the screenshots and have been able to follow those steps to find the handwriting blog. It is a separate blog to the Otter Class blog. So if you go to that sharing kind of earth symbol at the top and then click on shared blogs again, and then there's handwriting with a pencil, and then click on that. There's a new kind of section, just continuing on with what was there before, but with spring term handwriting sessions. So there was one from yesterday and there'll be another one there for today. Focusing on the letter P for that. Try to complete 2 lines of each letter or word that is given there, please. And there's also instructions at the top of the blog for how to print off the handwriting paper. Likewise, if the printing of facilities isn't possible at the moment, again, don't worry. I saw someone brilliantly just using a ruler and drawing straight lines on some plain paper to be able to carry out their handwriting practice today. So, you know, well done. That's a really good option as well to be able to do that. Onto your grammar, so we're continuing on with apostrophes, focusing on recognising apostrophes accurately. So today I'd like you to work from slide 12 through to slide 18, so that is the end of the PowerPoint, answering those questions as they give them to you. You did really well with that yesterday, so hopefully should be good to go with that today. The reason I post about the time is that obviously we've got the writing task as well. I'm aware that there's a handwriting and spelling practice as well. So I didn't want you to feel you have to do a huge amount of time on the grammar. It's kind of a shorter session, you know, to then be able to have enough English energy for your writing and reading focus after that. So moving on to the writing and reading focus, I'm introducing you to a new book called Ocean Meets Skies. Now this is going to go to you possibly back to front, but I just wanted to show you the front cover of this. It's by the authors called Fan Brothers. So they've created this book. So I've set for you some questions to answer based on the front cover and the blurb, and then a little writing task, creative writing task, asking you to create your own creation, which would fit onto the front cover or blurb of this book. So you kind of get an idea as to what images and creations are being used. Very original, imaginative, based on the title. So have a good think about what you could create. I will include this in an image, but I will give you my creation here. Oh, I'll take that out so you don't see the handwriting, because that's not, there you go. So here it is. It's my turtle flying vessel I have created. And I've got a little section here, similar, and I'll just quickly flip back to the book, as to what has been created on the flying vessels on the front cover. Let me find an example. I know I saw one earlier. Somewhere here. Where's Miss Bennet seen it? Oh, that's good. Miss Bennet can't find it. Well, I was kind of thinking along the lines of, I wonder if I saw it further along in the book. Oh, here you go. With the shark here. It's got kind of like an attached carrying kind of section there to it. So that's kind of where my inspiration came from. So yes, I did a turtle and I've added some details there. And the idea was to create that and then to have a go at writing, you know, some sentences, descriptive sentences describing your creation, thinking about what it looks like, so the colours, if it's got any distinctive features, its shape, any details, thinking about its size, how it moves. Is it a quick moving vessel? Is it a slow moving vessel? What sound does it make, if any at all? What is it made out of, if possible? Does it have anything inside? This could be people, it could be creatures, animals, or an object, and potentially where it's going. It could be, at the moment, not going anywhere in particular, because it's only looking at the front cover and the blurb, but maybe you could get some hints from the blurb as to where you feel the vessel, your creation, might be heading. If you did want a little bit extra as a writing task, I have included for you to choose one of the flying vessels or objects that are on the front cover or the blurb and have a go at describing that fully. And remember to think of the different ways in which you can describe it, similar to the ones that you have done for your own creation. And then that leads us on to afternoon activities, or again, you might structure the day slightly differently. Absolutely fine, just some recommended things extra on top of your maths and English. So some quiet reading, it's important to try and do about 5 to 15 minutes daily, and you can record that quiet independent reading in your new spring reading journal, which has been set for you as a to-do, exactly the same as the autumn one, but now has a green front cover. Then what you can do with those as well is hand them in as you were before on the Monday, so that'll be the 11th of January, so I can have a look at those. If you hand it in, I can then check them and comment on them as well. Leading on from the topic from yesterday, again, this is building up to doing maybe, you know, carrying out some research and presenting over the next couple of days. So today only is thinking carefully about what questions you could create to find out more about Japan. And I've given, you'll see in the blog, I've given a few bullet point recommendations as to what I would recommend thinking about, so your questions don't go, you know, where you can't necessarily think of something or are a bit over the place. So I thought about maybe thinking about the location of Japan, the properties of the country, the geographical features, food, art, culture, or any key important locations within Japan. You might have questions about these. You could also think about sport, the language itself, anything like that would be excellent, especially if you're not too sure about something. So remember, it's just thinking about what questions you would like to answer. And then there was a final little thing I found, a sporting challenge linked to the Premier League Primary Stars. You've probably heard of that before. They've got a brilliant document with loads of different ball skill challenges to try out, linked to different football players and signature kind of ball tricks. So do have a go at that. The only thing I would say, and I did put this underneath, it has certain links to other people's websites. So one of them is to Man City's website. It should be all okay because obviously it's a document created for primary age children, but do just check with an adult if possible that they are okay with you visiting that website. However, if that adult is working, please don't interrupt them, especially if they're in a meeting, or, you know, or even if they're working, they may not wish to be interrupted at that time. So try and check with an adult, but obviously be careful not to interrupt them with work. And yes, just wanted to wrap up by saying well done for all your hard work. You're doing really well. Keep up. Okay, make sure you take care, be safe, and I hope you enjoy the new book. And yes, I hope you have a lovely day. Take care.